You're standing in a health food store, staring at a bottle labeled shark cartilage. The label promises something bold. Sharks don't get cancer, so this will protect you too. It's been sitting on shelves like this since the early 1990s. Millions of people have swallowed that pill, that capsule, that powder, believing they were borrowing a superpower from the ocean's oldest predator. The belief is simple. Sharks are cancer-proof. Nature already solved the problem. Here's the problem with that belief. It's false. Sharks get cancer. Tumors have been documented in dozens of shark species, including malignant ones. The real story isn't immunity. It's something stranger and honestly more useful. It's called Peto's Paradox, named after epidemiologist Richard Peto in 1977, and almost nobody outside cancer research has heard of it. It's not a shark-specific trait. It's a pattern that shows up wherever evolution has had enough time and enough pressure to build layers of defense. It asks a question that sounds dumb until you think about it. Why don't bigger animals, with billions more cells, get proportionally more cancer than us? By that logic, a whale should be riddled with tumors by age 5. It isn't. And neither, largely, is a shark. More cells should mean more chances for something to go wrong. That's basic probability. Yet the biggest animals on the planet often have some of the lowest cancer rates. Something is actively working against the math. So let's start with the basic mechanism, the one your own body runs every single day. Cancer starts with a single cell copying its DNA wrong. Every time a cell divides, it copies 3 billion letters of genetic code. Copy anything 3 billion times, and you will make mistakes. That's not biology being cruel. That's just math. Most mistakes are harmless typos. Occasionally, one lands in the wrong spot. Specifically, a gene that controls when a cell should stop dividing. Break that gene, and the cell forgets how to stop. It just keeps copying itself. That runaway copying is what we call a tumor. Your body actually has systems built to catch this before it spirals. Cells that detect their own damage are supposed to stop dividing, repair themselves, or die on command. Most of the time, that system works. You produce abnormal cells constantly and never notice because they get shut down early. Cancer isn't the presence of mutation. It's the failure of the shutdown. Every animal has some version of this shutdown system. The difference is how many backups exist behind it. Now here's layer 1 of the shark's advantage, and it starts with a gene called TP53. Think of TP53 as your cell's internal quality inspector. Every time DNA gets copied, TP53 checks the work. Damaged copy, minor issue, TP53 pauses the cell and repairs it. Damaged copy, major issue, TP53 orders the cell to self-destruct. No trial, no appeal. Humans carry 2 copies of this gene, one from each parent. Elephants, another famously low cancer species, carry around 20 copies. 20 separate inspectors, all checking the same production line. Genome sequencing of the great white shark, published in 2019, found something similar in spirit, an unusually large toolkit of genes dedicated to DNA repair and genome stability. Not one backup system, layers of them, stacked on top of each other. So that's the foundation. More inspectors, fewer mistakes slipping through. But inspectors alone don't explain the whole picture. So what's layer 2? It's a mechanism called tumor suppressor redundancy, and here's what that phrase actually means. Redundancy just means having multiple independent systems that each do the same safety job. In most animals, if one repair pathway fails, the cell has no backup. The error slips through. In sharks, researchers have found overlapping repair pathways, so if one system misses a mutation, a second, unrelated system often catches it anyway. It's less like one lock on a door. It's more like 5 locks, each installed by a different contractor who's never met the others. A burglar who picks one lock still hits for more. Most animals only get one lock installed. Evolution rarely bothers with backups unless there's real pressure to survive. That redundancy doesn't make cancer impossible. It just makes it dramatically less likely to succeed before your immune system notices. Think of it this way. In a normal cell, one broken alarm means the fire spreads unnoticed. In a shark cell, 5 alarms would all have to fail on the exact same night, in the exact same room. The odds of that happening, over and over, across billions of cell divisions, drop sharply with every extra system stacked on top. That's not luck. That's architecture. Which brings us to layer 3, Shark immune surveillance. Sharks appear to have unusually active innate immune responses. The fast, non-specific defense system that attacks threats before your body even identifies exactly what they are. In several studies, shark blood and tissue samples have shown strong natural cytotoxic activity, meaning immune cells that kill abnormal cells on contact. No training required. So even a cell that slips past the DNA repair inspectors can get flagged and destroyed by security patrolling the hallway. No memory needed. No prior exposure. Just immediate, mechanical elimination of anything that looks abnormal. 3 separate systems. Repair, redundancy, and patrol. Stacked, not standalone. That stacking is the actual secret. Not one shield. A series of shields, each catching what the last one missed. Let's make this concrete with a real case. In 2004, researchers publicly documented a case of cancer in a wild shark, directly contradicting the shark's never get cancer claim that had already sold millions of dollars in cartilage supplements. That supplement industry was built almost entirely on a single 1992 best-selling book, Sharks Don't Get Cancer, written before this research existed. The book's title alone drove an entire industry, even though the science behind it was thin from day one. Meanwhile, actual shark cartilage does nothing measurable to fight cancer in humans. Clinical trials in the early 2000s found no significant benefit. So the industry got the conclusion backwards. Sharks aren't cancer-free because of their cartilage. They're cancer-resistant because of their genome. Cartilage doesn't repair DNA. It doesn't patrol for abnormal cells. It's just tissue, and tissue was never the mechanism anyone should have been chasing. People were eating the wrong organ for the wrong reason for 30 years. Meanwhile, the real defense system was swimming right past them, unmarketable, because you can't put extra DNA repair genes on a label people will buy. There was never a magic ingredient to extract. There was only a genome to study, slowly, patiently, without a bottle at the end of it. And here's the part that should actually unsettle you. Peto's Paradox isn't just about sharks. It's a pattern researchers are now hunting for across the entire animal kingdom, specifically because it might apply to us. If scientists can isolate exactly which genes give sharks and elephants this layered defense, and figure out how to safely activate similar pathways in human cells, that's not a supplement. That's a therapy. Some early experimental research has already tried inserting extra TP53-like activity into mouse models and observed reduced tumor rates. That's a mouse, not a human, and there's a long road between a lab result and a treatment on a hospital shelf. But the direction is real. The animal that never needed protecting is quietly teaching us how to protect ourselves. Somewhere in a shark's genome may be the blueprint for a treatment we haven't invented yet. Which means the animal that spent decades marketed as a miracle pill might actually become one. Just not the way anyone selling capsules ever intended. So what can you actually do with any of this today? Honestly, not much, directly. You can't buy extra TP53 copies at a pharmacy. Nobody can, yet. What you can do is stop buying shark cartilage, because the science it was built on was wrong from the start. And you can watch this specific field of research, because Peto's Paradox is one of the more promising doors in modern cancer biology. It's not a cure yet. It's a direction. Sometimes that's the honest version of hope. The rest, for now, is out of your hands. That part's just honest. So picture that same bottle again, sitting on the same shelf. Same label. Same promise. Sharks don't get cancer, so you won't either. Except now you know sharks do get cancer. That was never the impressive part. Getting cancer is common. Almost every complex animal on Earth is capable of it. The impressive part is what happens next, over and over, silently, without a single pill involved. They're just extraordinarily good at stopping it before it starts, using layers of biological security nobody bothered to put in a bottle. The shark was never immune. It was just better defended. That single distinction is the whole story, and it's a genuinely better one than the bottle ever told you.